Department of Fish and Game announced that they were worried about the number of salmon that were released during the April of 2019 spillway test. Department of Fish and Game contacted Gavin Newsom about that. Gavin Newsom has yet to respond to that and has basically said there's no big deal. And maybe that's why they're not releasing the water now, because they're worried about also the fish. Too many fish are lost. The president has contacted Gavin Newsom based on that also, why little water was released and why so many fish were lost and killed in the Feather River. He has yet to answer that, because he doesn't like Trump either. I think DWR, deep down, doesn't care about the citizens of this state. They're only following the orders and used a beer budget to fix the spillway and the dam, which they didn't do that good of a job, in my opinion. Even though Chilcott said everything's fine, and he keeps stalking me in my channel and making threats. But he's a piece of crap, and I'm not going to block him because I'm not scared of him. $1.1 billion spent on this, and Gavin Newsom can't even answer to the Department of Fish and Game why so many fish were lost in April of 2019. That's why they're not allowing new water to go down, because there's something wrong with the dam and the spillway, and they know they're going to lose more fish, and they're going to ruin the fishing season. The bass, people aren't going to pay to launch their boats because there won't be that many bass in there, and there won't be hardly any salmon, because they'll keep getting lost through the spillway, through the gates when they open it. So they're not going to open it, so they want to keep it all in at the expense of pushing against that dam and the wall of the dam and making it crack and stuff. So that's why. I think that's why. And people are just covering it up, and I get trolls on my channel who say I'm an idiot and all that. Well, why don't they look at the cracks and everything? They don't look at it because they're paid to lie and tell false numbers and say that the inflows, there's hardly any inflows and more outflow. We don't see hardly any outflow. We see hardly any water coming out of the spillway. All we see is water bulging against the sides of the dam wall. That's all we see, and then the gates leaking. That's what we see, and we see cracks, and we see seepage, and we see all of that. They won't allow drones over the dam. They won't allow there's no fly zone over there. It's all secretive. So, it's just crap. So, DWR apparently doesn't care about the Department of Fish and Game, what they think, and they don't care about us as citizens. So, they're doing everything for cheap. There's something wrong with this state. So, and who else went? Paul Preston, he went on Susan Walden's live feed last night, and he thinks his opinion is they're getting ready to release the water, and that's why they're working all night. So let's hope so. Let's just get the suspense and end it. And if some salmon and bass or whatever they end up falling through the gates or whatever, and they get killed, so be it. We have to put humans before fish. Just replace the fish. And I think the fishermen will understand, and they won't be that upset, because at least the water won't explode out of the dam. Instead, it'll just come out like it normally should. But if Paul Preston wants to come back on Susan Walding's page and make comments, or may even make a new video himself, unlike that Juan guy, I guess, whatever his name is, that's against Paul Preston and his theories, he made a video, but he hasn't made one in a while because I guess Department of Water Resources won't let him over there at the dam to make any more flyover video, like his flyovers. They won't let him fly over the dam to make any more videos. So something really weird, and why they're not releasing the water, and why they said they were going to release the water by at least Tuesday or Wednesday, and they still haven't released the water, and they're still and now they're working on the lower part of the spillway, the lowest part, working on the bedrock at the bottom, and they're taking out rock and stuff. Wonder why they're taking out rock. Are they worried about the weight from the rock eroding the hill even more next to the spillway? So they're taking away more rock, so it's not putting as much pressure on it, because they know the rock is crumbling? I don't know, but it's all weird. Why don't they just let the water out? And I think Department of Fish and Game, Trump is getting frustrated with them, and the people are getting frustrated, because they just want to release some of the water like they normally do, instead of putting pressure on that poor dam that's over 50 years old. So what do you think? Does anyone think that I have a point, or I don't have a point? Because Mr. Chilcott doesn't think I have a point. He's sitting there being a phone warrior, sitting in his little beach chair under a canopy on the spillway or next to the dam or whatever, where like all the rest of them sit on the bridge, just eating their sandwiches and playing with their phone and moving cones around. and thinking they know everything. They don't know crap. They're just following orders.